Good morning, everyone, and welcome to one of the very last installments of Enochian Vision Magic, a practical guide to the magic of Dr. John D. and Edward Kelley. Now, this is from Wiser Books, and it's available everywhere. And if you've enjoyed these readings from it and would like to follow along yourself, and if you don't have it, please don't be shy about getting it. There's other Enochian works that I've been part of. This is the Enochian World of Aleister Crowley that I did, one of the very first books I did with my late friend and brother Christopher Hyatt, sometimes called Enochian Sex Magic because he included a couple little essays and instructions on sex magic relating to Enochian. And it's out in various editions from a couple of publishers, New Falcon and Original Falcon. And also the Enochian material that Aleister Crowley included in the Equinox is included in a series of books that I edited for Wiser called The Best of the Equinox, and there's Enochian Magic. So there's all sorts of good basic Enochian material out there. So, but of course, I recommend this one. So we're on appendix number 2, which is the Enochian calls themselves. And in appendix 2, we have all 19 calls, both in Enochian and their English translations. And along with that, there's a chart that shows the three governors, or three governor angels that live in each of those aethers, except the lowest one, which has 4. And all sorts of other fun things involved with the Enochian calls themselves in the angelic language. I'm going to read the introductory material today. Believe me, I'm not going to, I don't want to break your heart, but I'm not going to struggle my way through 19 Enochian calls here in my morning sessions. But maybe we'll do a little something that you'll like. The Enochian calls, or keys. The epigram is from Aleister Crowley, who said, "The genuineness of these keys, altogether apart from any critical observation, is guaranteed by the fact that anyone with the smallest capacity for magic finds they work." Under the heading Invocations, ? Enochian magic is developed by the Golden Dawn and widely practiced today, uses the first 18 calls to activate the elemental tablets and contact the resident angels. However, in the hectic last days of the Enochian period, Dee was instructed in several places to write his own invocations. It remains unclear to me whether or not the angels were suggesting that additional homemade invocations were to be created as appendages to the calls. What is clear to me, after more than a quarter century of practical application, is the fact that the calls by themselves, with only the briefest of additional verbiage to awaken target angels in their hierarchy, serve admirably as the only invocation a magician needs. Naturally, If it appeals to your magical sense of art to compose additional invocations to utter before and or after the call, I encourage you to do so. Now let's talk about pronunciation. You'll probably be very surprised at how little time I spend on this subject. In fact, I'm very tempted to simply paraphrase Rabbi Ben Clifford's heretical comment about the Hebrew language and tell you bluntly, quote, "There is no such thing as correct Enochian pronunciation." On a few occasions, the communicating angels gave Dee and Kelley suggestions as how certain words are pronounced. But by and large, we modern magicians are left to our own devices as to how to push these awkwardly constructed words out of our mouths. Dee noted the words of the calls in columns. And you can, if you've got a copy of the True and Faithful Relation, you can see just one or two words, one on top of the other in a column that run down the sides, and then off to the right, he'll pen the English translation. The left column contained the Enochian word in all uppercase letters. As an example, Piripsal, P-I-R-I-P-O-S-L. For example, that's a word for heaven. The right column contained the word in uppercase, the left column contained the Enochian word in uppercase letters, Piripsal. The right column contained the word in upper and lowercase letters, which split the word into syllables and characterized certain letters as if to suggest pronunciation. Pe-rip-sol. Sometimes the translation of the word appeared in a center column of the heavens. The Golden Dawn and Crowley used a pronunciation method they felt rolled more fluidly off the tongue. This method obliged the magician to insert a natural Hebrew vowel sound after every Enochian consonant. For example, the word bitmon, B-U-T-M-O-N, butmon, meaning mouth, would be pronounced but-a-manu. This is wonderful words such as this one, giving it an almost Italian lilt. But-a-manu, but-a-manu. But things get a little crazy when it comes to the letter Z, which the English currently pronounce as Z, and in Dee and Kelley's day was pronounced Zud. The angels did on occasion instruct Dee when to and when not to use Zud, but its universal application to a language that uses the letter Z very often becomes, in my opinion, laughably cumbersome. Using the Golden Dawn's pronunciation method, the simple one-syllable Enochian word zims, which means clothing, becomes the unwieldy four-syllable zod-i-me-zod. Now, you tell me which one rolls off the tongue better, zims or zod-i-me-zod. The most obvious alternate to the Golden Dawn pronunciation is simply sounding out the words as they are written, which appears to be what the angels generally wanted Dee and Kelley to do. For the last 15 years, this is what I have done. And it's what I recommend to students who are learning Enochian magic. Before that, however, I used the Golden Dawn Crowley pronunciation method and was perfectly happy with it. In fact, I still use the Italian sounding method, which I recite when I recite the first and second calls, because I have them memorized and they hold a special place in my heart. Both methods work just fine. Now I'm going to read the first call, the Crowley way, or the Golden Dawn way, and then the straight straight D and Kelley way, if you don't mind. This is the first call with the Golden Dawn pronunciation. Ol sanuf varurisaji gohu iad belata elanasaha ke elazod vanfo. So brazod ol rore ita na zada pesad. Gira ata maele pereji das hoel ko ka nota hoa zodemizod. Od komimao ta nobelen zodien. Sobatehil ginanupe pereje aladi. Das vaurebes obolehegeresam. Kasarem mohora lakaba paire. Das zodu nure nusajikab. Irem mia denahe. Pilahe fare zodem zodunre zoda adana gono iadapi el das hometohe. Soba ipemi lu ipimis das sobolovepe zodemeda poamau. Od bogi ara ia ta piape piamoel advauan. Zodakare eke od zodomoranu. Odosikale ka a. Zodoreje lape zodoredo nokomada hoa thahe iadara. Or something like that. Now, that's adding a bunch of vowel sounds after every consonant, or quite a few. And it still works really fine. As a matter of fact, when I have my preferences, and that's the area I'm working with, I still use that call. But here's how it was delivered, and here's using just the Enochian letters as dictated to Crowley. The same thing. Instead of Ol Sanuf Va'aurasaji, it's Ol Son Forji. Ol Son Forji Gohu Iad Balt Lanch Kaz Vanpo Sobra Zolrori Tal Nazpsad. Greta Melperj Dies Hult Que Nothoazims Ad Coma Tanobla Zien Sobathil Ginup Perge Aldi Dies Herbs Obolehe Gresam Kasarm Ohorala Kabapair Dies Zonrenged Kab Erem Yadna Pila Farzem Od Zners Od Gono Yadpil Dies Hom Od To Soba Iod Ipam Ul Ipamis Dies Leholo Vep Zomd Poamal Od Bogpa Aita Piap Piamos Od Vauan Zakare Ka Od Zamran Odo Sikleque Zorj Lap Zirdu Nokomad Hoath Yada. Well, both methods work just fine. In fact, any sincere effort on the part of the magician to sound out the words as they appear in the call works. Some of the best group scrying sessions I've ever experienced have followed the most horribly butchered recitation of the calls. It's as though the Enochian angels, like the French, appreciate any attempt on your part to speak their language. I often use the example of a mouse. If a mouse hopped up on your shoe and squeaked, you'd just shoo it away. But if it hopped up on your shoe and started to talk to you in your native tongue, you'd be impressed. You wouldn't even care if it spoke with a thick accent. I've tried to present the calls below as close as possible to the original spelling, breaks in characterization and pronunciation. The English translation that follows each call is generally punctuated in the same way as the Enochian. That way you can easily see what words are which, because it's very nice to know what you are saying while you're saying it. The translation to the first call, the one that I just read, goes like this. And I read it in two pronunciations. This is the first call. I reign over you, saith the Lord of, I reign over you, saith the God of justice, in power exalted above the firmaments of wrath, in whose hand the sun is as a sword, and the moon is a through-thrusting fire, which measureth your garments in the midst of my vestures, and trust you together as the palms of my hands, whose seats I garnished with the fire of gathering, and which beautified your garments with admiration, to whom I made a law to govern the holy ones, and delivered you a rod with the ark of knowledge. Moreover, you lifted up your voices and swear obedience and faith to him that liveth and triumpheth, whose beginning is not, nor end cannot be, which shineth as a flame in the midst of your palace, and reigneth amongst you as the balance of righteousness and truth. Move, therefore, and show yourselves. Open the mysteries of your creation. Be friendly unto me, for I am the servant of the same your God, the true worshipper of the highest. According to the Golden Dawn and Crowley, many modern Enochian magic practitioners, the first 18 calls activate the Tablet of Union and the elemental tablets, and the hierarchy of angels resident in the tablets in a very specific and demonstrably logical manner. Although the D and Kelley source material does not support this arrangement, it has become the foundation of a remarkably workable system. And this is the table, this table is the key to their use. Now, that table I posted on my Facebook page, and it should appear directly below this video. And I'm not going to, just basically, call 1 is from the Tablet of Union, and call 2 is for the Tablet of Union. So call 1, there's the Tablet of Union, as you recall. You use call 1. The first call is to be used in all invocations of angels of the Tablet of Union. According to the Golden Dawn, it is never used for actions dealing with the angels of the elemental tablets. number 2. The second call is to be used second after the call, after call 1, to invoke the angel EHNB. So like call 1 activates the whole tablet, switches it on, and then the call 2 kicks on EHNB, and we've talked about EHNB before. According to the Golden Dawn, it's never used with the elemental tablets. Okay, now call 3. We start to now break in to being able to switch on the 4 elemental tablets themselves. Now we know that in Enochian magic, the spirits love the order air, water, earth, fire. They just love that order. That's how EHNB is in that order. So, starting with call number 3, we start to talk about the elemental tablets with air. The third call can be used in one of 3 ways. You could use it third after calls 1 and 2 to invoke the angels of X-Harp of the Tablet of Union. But you can use it first for operations involving the elemental tablet of air. And you can use it by itself for the seniors from the elemental tablet of air, or for the angels from the air subangle of the tablet of air. Remember me saying that the native subangles only require 1 call. Well, number 3 is the call you would use for the air of air subangle of the air tablet. And you'd use it after call 1 and 2 to kick on X-Harp on the tablet of union. Now the Enochian order of air, water next comes. Call 4 opens up the water tablet. The 4th call can be used in one of 3 ways. Used third after calls 1 and 2 to invoke the angels of Hakama of the Tablet of Union. Used first for operations involving the elemental tablet of water. Used by itself for invocations of the seniors from the elemental tablet, or for the angels from the water subangle of the elemental tablet of water. Next, 5th call, earth. The 5th call can be used in one of 3 ways. Used third after calls 1 and 2 to invoke the angels of Nanta of the Tablet of Union. Used first for operations involving the elemental tablet of earth, or used by itself for invocations of the seniors from the elemental tablet of earth, or for angels from the earth of earth subangle of the tablet of earth. So, but now what's going to come after earth? Right, fire. The 6th call can be used in one of 3 ways. Used third after calls 1 and 2 to invoke the angels of Bitum of the Tablet of Union. Used first for the operations involving the elemental tablet of fire, or used by itself for the invocations of the seniors of the elemental tablet of fire, or for the angels from the fire subangle of the elemental tablet of fire. Okay, now we've got 4 tablets, and we've got 3 non-native subangles of each one of those left. And here's how it happens. Call 7. The 7th call is used after call 4. The 7th call is used after call 3 to call forth or visit the angels of the water subangle of the elemental tablet of air. The eighth call is used after call 3. Yes. To call forth or visit the angels of the earth subangle of the elemental tablet of air. We're still on air. The ninth call is used after call 3 to call forth or visit the angels of the fire subangle of the elemental tablet of air. Number 10, now we're going back into the non-native subangles of the water tablet. The 10th call is used after call 4 to call forth or visit the angels of this subangle of the elemental tablet of water. The 11th call is used after the 4th call to call forth or visit the angels of the subangle of the elemental tablet of water. The 12th call is used after call 4 to call forth or visit the angels of the fire subangle of the elemental tablet of water. Now we break back into the elemental tablet of earth to the non-native subangles. The 13th call is used after call 5 to call forth or visit the angels of the air subangle of the elemental tablet of earth. The 14th call is used after call 5 to call forth or visit the angels of the water subangle of the elemental tablet of earth. The 15th call is used after call 5 to call forth or visit the angels of the fire subangle of the elemental tablet of earth. And finally, we break into the fire elemental tablet and the non-native subangles. The 16th call is used after call 6 to call forth or visit the angels of the air subangle of the elemental tablet of fire. The 17th call is used after call 6 to call forth or visit the angels of the water subangle of the elemental tablet of fire. And the 18th call is used after call 6 to call forth or visit the angels of the earth subangle of the elemental tablet of fire. Wow. Okay. That's 18 of those calls. And those open up the Enochian elemental universe. There's a 19th call, which opens up the 30 aethers. So the 19th call is technically 30 calls. Only one word is changed in the 19th call, and that's the name of the aether itself. So if in English it'd say, "Oh, you heavens of the first aether," it'd be Madrias Dies Prof Lil. Or, "Oh, you angels of the 30th aether," or "you heavens of the 30th aether," it'd be Madrias Dies Prof Tex. Tex and Lil is the only words that would change. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's about ready. Tomorrow we will talk in more detail about the 19th call. I'll do the 19th call for you along with the English translation of it. Today I think we were heroic enough to power through the keys anyway to the keys. So until tomorrow, everyone continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Constance and I are going to venture out today in our masks because we're going to get our passport photographs taken. We need to renew our passports. Not that we're planning on going anywhere at the moment, but I think we should all have an updated passport. If you don't, I would encourage you to do so. These are uncertain times. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.